Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I wanted to discuss with you ballast forward, which changes your nose weight, cross weight, how to change your cross weight by using spring perch offsets which alter your ride heights. We're going to show you how to do this in the garage and in the car while on track so you can increase or decrease your wedge while in a race. Now, the nose weight, generally speaking, the more front nose weight you have, the tighter the car will be. The more rear weight, the looser the car will become, and this generally affects the car through the entirety of the corner. Now, not to confuse you, but there are some situations where too much front nose weight can cause wheel spin, which may produce a feeling of loose off, but actually it's just because there's not enough weight on the back of the car to give the rear tires traction and grip to accelerate when you step on the gas. Now don't let that confuse you. It's only some instances depending on how the car's set up, but generally speaking, the more front weight, the tighter, the more rear weight, the looser. Cross weight, also known as wedge, is the amount of weight on the left rear and right front compared to the left front and right rear. The more weight we place on the left rear and the right front, the tighter the car will become turning left. And the same holds the opposite for the left front and right rear. The more weight on the left front and right rear, the looser the car becomes. These cars weigh 3,600 pounds, and you can only have so much. When you increase the weight on the left rear and the right front, you're decreasing the weight on the left front and the right rear, and the opposite if you're decreasing wedge. Now, to adjust the wedge, you've got to adjust the ride height, which is done through changing the spring perch offset in the garage. You can change the spring perch offset on all four corners of the car. When you're trying to increase or decrease wedge, you'll see the biggest adjustments made by making the changes on the left rear and the right rear. You can change them on the left front and the right front, but you have to change the ride height pretty dramatically or drastically to get to see a increase or a decrease. So remember, by clicking to the left, we are raising the ride height. We click to the right and we lower the ride height. You can see the ride heights are changing. Now you can't see it, I'll have to scroll up, but let's raise the ride height. On the left rear, we can see that the ride height has changed. There's been more weight put on the corner weight, and you can also see that these other values have changed on each corner of the car as well. And our cross weight went from 52.9 to 53.4. You can also adjust it on the right rear, and remember, going left raises the ride height. The higher the ride height is, the more weight's on that car. So raising the ride height on the right rear adds more corner weight, also changes these other four corners respectively, thus reducing our cross weight. We can do the same thing by lowering the ride height. We've reduced the ride height, we've reduced the weight on this corner, affecting all three other corners of the car, and we've increased our cross weight. The more cross weight, the tighter the car, the less cross weight, the looser the car. Now, how do we adjust this while we're in the car on a racetrack? Most of you may notice there's no option to increase or decrease wedge. There's no option for your track bar adjustments. Basically, you can adjust your tire pressures and you can change the spring perch offsets on the left rear and the right rear while racing. So, we get in the car here, and on our pit stop adjustments screen, you can see that there's a left spring offset adjustment and a right rear spring offset adjustment. The quick and easy way to remember this is for the right rear spring offset, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and the opposite for the left rear. So, if we want to tighten up our car, we would go to the right on a right rear spring offset, or to the left on the left rear spring offset. That just added roughly 0.5% of wedge to our car. Now if we want to loosen our car up, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, we're going to go left on the right rear spring offset and the opposite on the right rear. Changing both equal amounts will have a nice impact on how tight the car gets. If you're just a little, you want to go a little bit at a time, I would adjust. Let's say the car's tight, we want to loosen it up. We're going to go one click there. We're going to do another run. If that's not enough, we're going to go the opposite on the left rear until we start feeling the desired results or the car is handling to our liking. Anyway, that's how you adjust your wedge while racing in a garage. I hope this is useful, and I hope it helps you guys have a better experience while racing. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and give us a like if you like it, and we'll catch you next time. Happy racing.